Welcome to Zarks Cycling. My name is George. I am the creative behind Zarks. What we're going to look at today is just a speed video of me illustrating the crankset for the Ozark Trail G1 Explorer gravel bike. This is the drop bar version. This is the 2x7, and I'm guessing that this is V1 because I have V2 of this bike and the crankset looks different than what I'm seeing here. I prefer the one that I'm looking at. Mine is a little bit more flat. As mentioned earlier, my name is George, and thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I am a designer by trade. I'm also a web developer. I've done some web development. That's not what I do by trade. I used to, but now I just focus on design. And I've been doing this, or I've been in the field now since, professionally since 2000. So 25 years this year, celebrating that. And I've done just about everything in this field. So from print design to stuff for mobile applications, websites, TV, you name it, I've probably done it. One of the things that I like to do is illustration work like this, where you can take something and then re-illustrate it. I find it fascinating how it looks. I like what can be done with just two-color detail, like what you're looking at now. You can get into gradients and textures and things like that and make it look hyper-realistic, but this isn't that. This is very flat, harsh, contrasting highlights mixed with some color variation, some shading, so that you can see some of the differences between the different levels that help provide some of that highlight shadow. So that's what this is. The whole reason why I'm illustrating this bike, so I'm relatively new to cycling. This is a new hobby for me. I started a couple of years ago. I want to say it was 2022 or maybe 2023. It was really new for me, cycling. So I heard about this bike, but I don't think I was ready for drop bars at the time. I've never really ridden those. Always been like BMX or hybrid cruiser bikes, things like that. So more flat bar, and that's what I was used to. So what I ended up buying was a Specialized Cirrus X 2.0, and I started riding that bike. It's a 1x8. Came with some 42 millimeter tires, gravel tires, I guess is their gravel commuter bike. Their hybrid bike. They have a road version, which has it's a 2x drivetrain, and it has slicks, still flat bar, but it's like their road commuter hybrid bike. And then they had this version. So I had just started hearing about gravel bikes and gravel riding. I figured that would be interesting, and I went that route and I got that bike. I started to ride often, as often as I can. I'm a father of three. They're young. They're 5, and they're about to be 6 and 3. Very busy with them and just life in general. I'm a new homeowner, so lots to do here, and just don't have a lot of time. Ride it when, in the mornings if I could, or in the afternoon. I was taking it over to SART, which is the Santa Ana River Trail out here in Southern California. And that was going great because it's pretty flat, safe, no cars to worry about. You do have to be mindful of hikers, or not hikers, but people walking or on bikes or rollerblading or whatever. It's no big deal. So I started riding that, and then I joined a race in Southern California. The city of Long Beach has the Long Beach Marathon, which is a pretty significant marathon. I think it's been going for I think this year was 20 years or something. I don't know, something like that. And they have a bike tour, and the bike tour is just right under 19 miles, and it's the same path, just cut a little short as the marathon. To me at the time, that sounded like a long ride, 19 miles. I've never done anything like that, and I was a little curious as to whether or not I can do it. So I signed up for it with my brother, and we did it. We did the ride. Signed up for it, got there, had a couple of issues early on. He had a flat. We had to try to find an inner tube. So I'm walking around screaming out, can anybody sell me an inner tube for $5? Thankfully, somebody gave us one. We fixed it. We got on our way. And about halfway through the ride, there was this post where people were standing there handing out water and gels. And, this being my first ride, I thought it would be fun to reach out and grab a gel. I guess either me or the person who was handing out the gels just miscalculated the handoff, and we ended up crashing into each other. I flew over the bike. Pretty sure I broke my wrist pretty sure I broke something in my kneecap or around my knee, and I was off the bike for probably a year, at least for 6 months, before I was able to do much of anything, because my wrist was just in a lot of pain, and my knee, I already have bad knees as it is, so that was kind of tough. So I started riding slowly, but I just didn't really get back into it at that point. Just put the bike away, got busy with life. So then recently I kept seeing the bike there, and I kept seeing it in size small and medium. Should I try to get one of these and use it as like a road bike and also as a gravel bike? I went ahead and I bought the bike, about $300, which is amazing. Brought it home. It was in a box, put it together, and I started riding mainly road, because the only time that I have to ride is either at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning, or in the evening once my wife is free and the kids are probably having dinner or something like that. And then I found the Facebook page for the group. I think there's a couple of Facebook groups for the bike. Pretty welcoming community, pretty awesome to see how much people are enjoying the bikes. They have a flat bar version as well. And all the mods and things that they're doing. It's also helped a lot of people get back into cycling for the first time, which is pretty awesome. It's helped people change, their lifestyle. And that's the reason that I got it, was to try to make sure that I can get my fitness back. Because as a father of 3, they're young. I'm not young. I'm 46. It's hard to not be as active or as healthy. So that's what this is. This is to help me get back into my fitness, get out there and ride and do something for myself, for my mental health, and just to give myself another way to fill the free time that I don't have. That's what this is for. This is sort of like a passion project. The bike that I have now, I've had it for maybe 3 or 4 months, and I started to, like what you're seeing now in Photoshop, I started to create some renders for painting the bike. I ended up taking apart the Cirrus and painting that bike as a project to learn so that I can paint this bike. And so I have a bunch of renders with different wheels, handlebar switches, the seat change, different seat post, different seat, different colorways and things like that. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to just illustrate the bike and use the bike to create a bunch of different colorways, because maybe other people want it and they don't have the ability to just, do the same thing that I'm doing now. So why not give back to that group? That's been really helpful to me. So yeah, I just started illustrating different parts of the bike and created a poster, or not even a poster, but like just a graphic of the front wheel. And I thought, this would be a pretty interesting or a pretty cool poster series. I have to illustrate all of these different parts anyways for the bike, so why not turn them into posters or graphics? Some of them can look mechanical, they can all have their own look and feel. So yeah, I did the wheel poster, and then I did another one for the cassette, and then now I'm working on this one. You may have seen the graphic, and that's how you got here, but I thought this turned out pretty good. I just kept spending more time, more detail, trying to get more out of the illustration, even though you may not ever see the details, whether it's in print or in a digital file on the internet. You may not see all these details, but it felt, it was fun to do, and I wanted to make sure that I can drop in some Easter eggs in some of these different parts. So yeah, here it is. This is the Crankset. I'm also drawing the bottom bracket. I had the name Zarks on the bike that I was doing renders of for the paint job. I thought it was cool. It was, bold, different. It's still in reference to Ozark Trail, but I'm not a real fan of that name. And to be honest with you, the design of what they have, in my opinion, as a designer, just wasn't what I was looking for. So I figured I would create something for it. So I created the word Zarks, and it looked good on the bike. And so then I just quickly created like I don't want to call it a brand, but a logo or a typeface that fits the idea with a bunch of depth in it. So you can see like some gravel, some broken rocks, things like that in the letters. Gave it some dimension, looked at it and thought, well, why not put the word cycling under it? And now you have Zark Cycling. It's not a real brand. It's nothing. It's just this. It's just for fun. I really like the bike and I like what it stands for. I'm not going to say that it's like the best bike in the world, but it's good quality. It does what it's supposed to do, and it costs $300, which is, I think, awesome. I think that's amazing that you can get into gravel riding, which is really fun, and road riding, perhaps not with like a fast group or anything unless you're a fast rider. It'll work. It's 7 gears and they work great. So I really appreciate the bike and what it stands for. So yeah, so I just decided, why not create this thing, start filming my rides. I bought an Insta360 X4, start filming the rides. Why not have some fun with it and start making content for whatever it's worth? It's fun to do. If it's just for me, then that's great. If the community likes it, even better. So that's what this is, Zarks Cycling. You can check us out on Instagram at Zarks Cycling. Same thing with YouTube at Zarks Cycling. I have a Strava group that I created. So if you want to join the group, you can. What I'll be doing soon, I'm going to put together some videos around the parts that I bought, the upgrades, the process. I'll go through stripping the bike down to bare metal, giving it a paint job, putting some graphics on there. So I'll go through that process. I'll film it, share it, get some tips from you guys, and then hopefully it helps people if they're looking to do the same thing and they want to, make some of these changes to their bike. None of this stuff is meant to make this the highest performing gravel bike in the world. This is mainly aesthetics that I'm doing. It's the paint job. It's the new typeface on the side of the bike. You'll see the drivetrain is going to change. You'll see there's just a bunch of stuff that I'm going to do to it. And so in those videos, I'll talk about it. So thank you for watching. As you can see, it's coming together, and I'll shut up now so that you can enjoy the rest of the video with the music playing. So again, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about what's happening here. If you have any tips or tricks, I'm using Adobe Illustrator. I think it's 29. It's the latest version. It's been years since I've used it. Yeah, if you have see me doing anything that could have been done better, let me know. Or if you learned something, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching and enjoy.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Yeah.